Islam 360, and today we're going to be talking about this full moon in Aries and also some astrological transits to be aware of for these upcoming shifts and this upcoming season, with us kind of fully getting into Libra season, but with it getting close to being late degrees Libra season. I think we're getting close to it actually being Scorpio season. So this is going to be preparing all of our minds to be consciously aware of what to be aware of, basically. You know what I'm saying? You're getting ready to move into Scorpio season. So you can be giving your attention, your esoteric currency, to the right people, places, and things that's worth valuing at the moment. Because keep in mind that we also have Venus getting ready to slide out of Scorpio. So with Venus getting ready to slide out of Scorpio and going to Libra, this is going to be us looking at the things that we value and trying to see purpose in them, trying to see meaning in them, trying to add our morality to it. What's the meaning behind this person, place, or thing that we're laying up to every day, valuing? Do we have the same common interests? Do we have the same goals? Do we have the same intentions and purpose? Or is this just a or is this just a person that I'm using to cope with myself because I'm going through a phase at the moment? So these are the things that we have to be aware of, so we can know what we need to be expanding on and what we need to be escaping from, because we don't want those energies accumulating and becoming things like ghosts and toxic exes and, you know what I'm saying, negative experiences of creating more soul ties that's unnecessary, when we could have avoided these things just by being aware of the current energies in the sky and knowing how to align ourselves as above, so below, so we can be firm and we can have some form of conviction in the one, two, and third dimension whenever we're going out and participating with external people, places, and things in the world. So understanding that, and understanding that this is going to be highlighting what are we putting purpose behind? What are we putting meanings behind? Are we in the right space spiritually? Do we have the right meanings? Do we have the right goals and intentions and ideals in our mind? Do we have the right values? Are we going about valuing in relationships in a more traditional way, or in this new age type of way where things may not be as sufficient? You may not know what you're getting. You may be coming to going. The person that you with may be coming to going. Y'all both may just be trauma bonding at the moment. Y'all both may just come into each other's lives to fuck each other up. Or are y'all coming together to substantiate something, to build something, to create unity, to create tribal energies? Because this is serious, this is important when it comes to Venus being in Sagittarius. Everybody looks at Sagittarius like, oh, Sagittarius are free. Sagittarius like to, go with the flow, go with the wind. Sagittarius can't be tied down. That can be true, but Sagittarius are also about their morals. Sagittarius are also about their traditions. So you can come across a Sag depending on how that Sag was raised and that Sag upbringing, on what type of Sag you're gonna get. Because you can get a Sag that may be into hoeing, that may be into having multiple partners and cheating and blaming it on God, or you can have come across a Sag that's extremely loyal and committed because it's their traditions, it's their morals, it's their beliefs. And without those beliefs and those traditions and those morals, that wouldn't make them. So they build their core values around those morals and those traditions. So it just depending on that Sag upbringing and the type of spirit that's utilizing that mind and that body. So you got to kind of understand when it comes to hopping into relationships nowadays, because it really determines on the intent that's in your mind. If you don't have the right intentions in your mind, if you're not in the right space with yourself, if you haven't did a self-evaluation and self-realization and shadow work to put yourself in a healthy space where you're able to relate to yourself and become your own best friend and learn how to love yourself, then you will understand how to love other individuals outside of you without it being unorganic and synthetic and unoriginal, and made it develop into alternative motives and things of those natures. So you got to kind of understand these energies. You got to kind of understand the spaces that you're in, and you can't be too hard on people if they're not ready to put themselves in that circumstance or situation yet, because they still may have some development and some growing to do. So even when it comes to past people, places, and things in relationships that may have let you down. You got to kind of give these individuals grace because these individuals may not know, or these individuals may was knowing, or it was maybe just God using you as a vessel to kind of carve you out and teach you so that you can look at that whole experience itself as a lesson instead of you being hard on yourself and beating yourself up at things of those natures. You was able to put yourself in a space where you was able to extract the meanings and the reasonings and the knowledge from that experience and not get too lost into your ego and get self-entitled and become hard-hearted and become a narc type of individual. You was able to extract the right meanings and reasons. Now you're utilizing that as new technology to your spaceship. So now your spaceship is more equipped. Your spaceship is more durable. Your mind is more durable. And you know what to look out for and what not to look out for when flying your spaceship in the esoteric realm. So you can be in the right spaces at the right time with the right people, places, and things that may be in that same space, went through those similar experiences, know the ins and outs, know the rights and the wrongs, know what to do and not what to know what to do and not what to do in the next relationship. So you're not holding on to too much baggage. You're not holding on to too much guilt. You're not holding on to too much trauma. You're not holding on to too much victimhood, being in victim mentalities and things of those natures. You're free. So we got to make sure that we're putting ourselves in this space where we're not letting these things, emotions and feelings and thoughts, men's and bitches coming together, create a nation, cage us in and block us from being able to walk through those stargates and those portals so we can be open for all possibilities to be able to bring that individual, that person, that creative gift or talent into our life that we need to fulfill us in that space that we can put ourselves in to make us feel like we have something that gives us a sense of peace instead of taking pieces away from us and adding it on to other puzzle pieces that may not fit. So keep that in mind as well, because you are one of a kind. You better believe that you're one of a kind and you're valuable, especially if you watch individuals like me, and especially if you're a part of my soul tribe. You're valuable as a person. So don't just let all these other individuals that's not aware of their energies, that's not aware of astrology, that's not really aware of anything, just program to be the normal statistic, and that's how they was raised, and they didn't really go through enough experiences to kind of learn themselves or go through the trials and tribulations to be able to maneuver and fill out these spaces so they know what's right and wrong to them without developing any ego and things of those natures. So that may just be a naive spirit with alternative motives, or a naive spirit that's really not aware of their actual power and capabilities and how to actually utilize that for God and produce higher hanging fruits for God instead of low hanging fruits from a tree everybody can pick off of, that everybody likes to go to and fight over and eat at the end of the day. Crab in the bucket type of energy. So you gotta kind of understand what's going on when it comes to valuing yourself and making sure that you're not letting these past circumstances and situations make you de-appreciate and devalue yourself because an ex or individual may have fucked you over or did you wrong. Mote there be. It's time to transform. It's time to put ourselves in a more lighter space where we're able to accept it and forgive, but never forget. Because as soon as you start to forget, that's when individuals think they can try to double cross you and do it again. But you can forgive an individual, don't have no ill intent or malice in your heart, but never forget that character, that pattern that's playing out in the world. So you can be fully aware and won't lower your standards for another individual and their bullshit, their toxic behaviors, their toxicity, and things of those natures, their narcissism, and things of those natures. But when it comes to this full moon in Aries, these are going to be the energies that we're all going to be experiencing. These are going to be the energies that we're all going to be going through. And it's going to be like a climax and a relapse or an orgasm. When it comes to what have we been accumulating? What have we been building? What have we been giving our energy to? What have we been germinating? Now it's time for us to weighing down, and everything, all the thoughts and feelings that we have been given to that cloud, that emanation, that imagination, that dream, that vision. Now it's time for us to relax and start to apply protection rituals as below, so we can be able to see that rain down, that cloud rain down, metaphysically speaking, into our life, whether it's a successful position, a relationship, a creative gift and talent, your art, your business, your partnerships, your networks, however that is to be, however that energy comes into your life. But don't put yourself in any energy of expecting. Because if you haven't been putting in the energy work to the build up of that full moon being in Aries, and you're not in the right space spiritually, where you're able to sit back and be fulfilled and satisfied with what you have been creating, the seeds that you have been planting, so you can already be in a fulfilled space without needing so much external validation or expectation from other individuals. You already developed this within yourself. You already developed that internal security within yourself. So now you're able to relax, sit back, and let things rain down, let money fall off trees, and things of those natures. However it is, whatever you was giving your attention, your currency to, let it come back, that karma, let it come back into your life. What you have gave out, pushed out to the universe, now you're starting to attract it, waxing and waning. You can look at it like that, waxing, pushing out, energy work, thoughts and feelings, waning, retracting, pulling, manifesting, accumulating, things of those natures. So if you want to look at it like that, utilizing the moon as your manifestation rituals and spells and things of those natures, you can kind of understand these energies like that as well. But we got to make sure that we're not lost into any form of ego or narcissism or self-serving energies. So we can be open for the right things without having too much expectation to and adding it as an extra accumulation that's not needed to what we already have going on and what we already have planted, because they can make things dirty. That can kind of spoil the well if we add too much of our own self-serving energies to what our possibilities have for us and want us to participate with. So we got to make sure that we're not the ones also to any form of ego or self-serving energy, so we can be able to put ourselves in a more better, more fruitful space without the expectation energy, because that's the devil. Because an individual that's also to that expectation energy will do anything to be able to reach that position, even if it comes to them having to stab you in your back to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it comes to them having to double cross you, manipulate you, or sacrifice you to do it. So you got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to understanding these energies and not letting these energies get the best of us and possess us into doing things that's alternative, that's manipulative. Because God is always watching and God is going to see that. And you think you're going to be getting away with something, but you're not getting away with nothing at the end of the day. So keep that in mind as well before you end up getting more blood in your hands by not understanding your energy and not understanding your power and trying to control things too much, not letting things play out naturally the way it's supposed to be when it comes to understanding the universal mechanism, instead of you being lost into this Luciferian concept of technology and things of those natures that adults individuals adopt their mind, put them in some false expectation program, make them feel like they have to do these things in order to get that desire or to get those desire met, even if it means doing strange things for pieces of change to attain the things in their brain. So they gotta keep that in mind. You building low honor, being in that space. You always want to put yourself in a space where you're building higher honor for yourself, and you be able to get a respect from other individuals, because that's the space that you're in, creating as within, so without, letting that be your aura, your force field, your vortex. So you're only going to be able to attract individuals that's in that same space that resonates with that frequency, and parasitic individuals that's not in that same space, that's still in that low vibrational demonic frequency, is only going to be getting irritated, because they're going to be looking at you like the shining light in the room, and they're going to be trying to throw shade, throw shock, throw salt, or get salty about you, because they lack the abilities and the qualities that's needed to be able to put themselves in a more fruitful, more promising space to produce those types of fruits for all possibilities in God, because they still may be lost into desires and expectations that's becoming an ego of theirs, that's starting to show externally. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to understanding how to look at individuals and being able to see individuals and see that being that may be possessing them for what it is. And no matter that person, place, or thing, co-worker, manager, job, relationship, you got to be real at the end of the day. You have to be real to these fake ass beings in this universe at the end of the day. Because if you're not being real to these fake ass beings in the universe at the end of the day, they will feel like they will have some form of authority over you. And then that's when they will start to play tick for tack with you. And that's when they'll start to show their true colors. And that's when they may start to, that's where you're starting to develop, haters and people that's in secret competition with you at the end of the day. So you got to make sure and steer clear from those energies as well, because that's just extra accumulation of thoughts and feelings, low vibrational thoughts and feelings that's bringing things down into density that doesn't need to be brought down into density. That can be resolved if these individuals knew how to do that self-evaluation and self-shadow work within themselves. So you got to keep that in mind as well, and making sure that you're not mixing and mingling too much of your energy to what these individuals got going on in their own personal life. So you can be able to focus on the things that God and all possibilities need you to focus on when it comes to your charismatic gifts and talents, without getting distracted into all the gossip, the manipulation, and the bullshit that goes on at our jobs and that goes on with our partners in our homes and our businesses and things of those natures. So keep that in mind as well, so you can be able to steer clear from these energies without running into another person's spaceship, hidden asteroids, Chiron, you feeling guilty, you feeling shameful, you feeling bad about yourself because this person is in a weak ass space, being weak ass spirits, being a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Having bitch ass men and women and trying to have sex with you mentally to create that weak ass nation that's only gonna clash. That your nation is gonna be way stronger. Especially if you watch me. You got strong slaves and bitches. So the slaves and bitches that you utilize, thoughts and visits that you utilize as a BITCH, is gonna overpower and overthrow them weak ass slaves and bitches. Get down, lay down, bitch. When it comes to my soul tribe coming through and taking over the distant lands and locations. So you better keep that in mind as well when, understanding your energy and understanding your power and your charismatic gifts, and not just giving these things away to low-hanging fruit or swan. You know what I'm saying? Because you got good pearls and things of those natures. So keep that in mind as well. So when it comes to, this full moon being in Aries. So this is going to be making us more self-aware of our independence and our individuality. So have you been taking the necessary steps into developing your independence and individuality, or have you still been putting yourself in a space where you was kind of emotionally dependent and clinging on to other individuals in order for you to be able to reach that sense of fulfillment? Or are you able to go to the waters yourself and make your own cup without the necessary need of other individuals there? So you're able to put yourself and be able to be a little bit more self-sufficient when it comes to how you're going about things and how you're able to, you know, direct your life. You're the one directing your life. You're the one having the authority over your life. And you're also the one, being the one that's creating everything that's around you, as within, so without. So therefore, that makes you the creator of your reality, not the creation. So you got to make sure that you're not getting lost into the creation, and that you're being the creator at the end of the day, and making sure that you're not accepting bullshit in and out of your space, because we can kind of, put ourselves in a space where we're not developing our capabilities and our incapabilities, and we put ourselves in a space where we're still clinging on, we're still holding on to bad habits and routines and cycles that's old and outdated. So we got to make sure that we're not participating with bad habits, routines, and cycles that's old and outdated, so we can kind of put ourselves in a space where we're open for new possibilities and new things to pour into our life that can be a little bit more important than what everybody else got going on. Because you got to keep in mind that in these new ages, this new current time, it's like everybody's the same. Everybody's on a path of infinite regress. So you want to make sure that you're not taking that path of trying to be on infinite regress because you just want to fit in and get in, and you really don't know yourself. You didn't really develop any type of purpose around yourself to kind of understand yourself, so you can be able to decipher between what you like and what you dislike, and what you want and what you need in your life, and what you actually deserve, because you put that work in at the end of the day, regardless how another motherfucker may feel about it. You put the work in, you put the blood, sweat, and tears in, because you created a mind as within, so without. So you gotta keep that in mind as well. You know what I'm saying? It's all about respect, making sure that you put yourself in a more respectable position, and making sure that you're around individuals that respect you in your originality, your individuality, but making sure that you have something to respect. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're not just trying to get in where you fit in and please everybody, and you're not actually putting yourself in a space where you're just trying to you trying to develop your respect at the end of the day. You may be an individual that's just trying to get respect or just get liked by individuals. That's not respect at the end of the day, because any individual can switch up. A person can switch up any day on your ass, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that you're around genuine individuals as well. Because if you are not around genuine individuals and you're just trying to get liked by individuals and not get respected by individuals, those may be the same individuals that may switch up on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You thought things was good just a week ago. Now those individuals may be trying to make fun of you, maybe trying to joke on you, maybe trying to downplay you, maybe trying to belittle you, because you wasn't putting yourself in a space where you didn't give a fuck about being liked or disliked, bitch. You trying to claim your respect and letting that be something that you have confirmation in, you stand firm in at the end of the day. So you got to make sure that you participate in, and planning more, being more into those spaces and those energies at the end of the day, regardless if a motherfucker, a male or female, like it or not. Bitch, lay down and get down, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to this full moon being in Aries, so we can start to put ourselves in a more healthier spaces, so we can start to participate with things that we need to be participating with when it comes to our seed planting and protection. So we can start to protecting the right things, people, places, and things. And you know what I'm saying? As long as we're focused on things that do with our creativity, our creative gifts and talents, God to do the rest for us, all possibilities to do the rest for us when it comes to negative, toxic individuals trying to throw us off course and manipulate us and take our kindness for weakness and things of those natures and put us on some guilt trip and victimhood type of energy. So you got to keep that in mind as well when understanding these energies and understanding these demonic ass individuals that's in this world. But getting back to the point I was finna make when I was talking about cycles. So right now, this is gonna be like the initiation and the birth of a new cycle as well. So we all should be in this new space, making sure that we're not holding on or clinging on to any old and outdated person, place, thing, thought, feeling, emotion, concept, whatever we was lost into, and making sure that we're putting ourselves in this new space so we can start to make that wound bloody, make that new space bloody when it comes to the thoughts and feelings and color spectrums that we're producing and emanating into that new space. And it's a whole different color. You creating a whole different rainbow premortal waters when it comes to you being in this new space, creating all these colorful ass colors and fruits for God, so that God can eat and things of those natures, instead of these low hanging ass fruits with fucking ants and parasites and bugs and all types of shits on them. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got old and outdated fruit lingering around in your trees, making the good fruit bad and things of those natures. You got to make sure that you get out of those mental forms in general and cut those things off, cut those fruits, cut those cords, cut those roots, cut those vines, however it is, so that you can put yourself in this new space, so that you can be able to put yourself in a space where you're leaning more towards growth and fulfillment, instead of being trying to get in while you fit in with other individuals, end up getting manipulated, end up being unsatisfied, end up devaluing yourself, end up taking advantage over somebody or getting took advantage over somebody, being in those same spaces, clinging on to those same patterns, because you still may have those same ideas and still in those same mental forms as a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to your habits, even when it comes down to habits and things of those natures, you may have bad habits that you may have to get out of, because those things are keeping you in a routine or a pattern of hell. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that we're lightening up our load, and there's better ways to go about it. So we got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to developing bad habits, overindulging, fucking too much, smoking too much, drinking too much, thinking that it's necessary to go out and party every weekend and things of those natures. You know what I'm saying? There's more healthier and productive things that you can do to get yourself out of those spaces so you can stop producing those outcomes, those negative low hanging fruit outcomes. So you can be able to be the author, the authority over that whole energy signature in general when it comes to you being a spirit, utilizing your fire, water, and earth and alchemy, creating, utilizing these things to create. You know what I'm saying? You you being an ether, creating this eternal Ethernet system, food chain for yourself when it comes to the production of your thoughts and your feelings. And looking at those things like esoteric juicy fruits that you can eat that can fulfill you, that can make you feel good about yourself. And even when it comes down to how we're replenishing organs and things of those natures, this also plays a important role when it comes to how we're replenishing organs, because when you kind of look at it, when you kind of look at how the mind works and how our thoughts and feelings works, and knowing how to utilize your mind and understanding both hemispheres and both sides of your mind, this can kind of put you in a space of observation where you're able to see how your thoughts and feelings are actually, you know, being the actual fuel to your body, even when it comes to how your blood and your tissue and your organs are being created. When it comes down to these things condensing into density, becoming harder, becoming thicker. You know what I'm saying? From blood to skin, from the lightest organ, blood, semen. You know what I'm saying? Semen, fleshly fluids, things of those natures, the waters that it produces, out of it too, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher. It's able to endure more, that it becomes more bigger. It becomes your skin, your bone structure, your tissues and things of those natures. So just understanding this and understanding how your mind is in synchronicity with your body, astrology and astronomy, this can kind of help you understand that sometimes you don't even have to exercise. You just got to mentally exercise. You just got to have your mind on the right things. You just got to have the right spiritual practices. You just got to be paying attention to the right things esoterically and eating the right things esoterically, because our spirit eats mentalities, eats stars. So if you're not eating the right mentalities, if you're not eating the right stars, then you may be eating bullshit that's gonna make you heavy. That's gonna be an extra accumulation to your mind and your mentality, and that's gonna play out when it comes to your body. And when it comes to your body, you may be more fatigued, you may be more sluggish, you may be more depressed. So you're gonna develop more estrogens instead of you being able to develop the testosterone, the estrogens. You're going to be developing more androgens than the estrogens, and the androgens is going to be, holding on to more things, accumulating more things. Now your glucose levels is going to be rising. Now your goddamn blood pressure is going to be, you know what I'm saying, fluctuating and things of those natures, because you're not letting go. You may be lost into some emotion or feeling, and you may not have a good, healthy, productive way to express these things externally, because you don't have the right mentality or sufficient or mind or spaceship to put yourself in a space where you have such a creativity, you have some form of creativity, an art, a charismatic gift. Your mind may be idle when it comes to that. So you got to make sure that your mind isn't idle, because idle's mind is always a devil's playground. And when it comes to these programs that we're seeing in the one, two, and third dimension, it's like everything is set up for an individual mind to be idle nowadays. So we got to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a space where we're not getting lost into, the external technology, what the shadow government has created for us to put us in a space of having an idle mind, being online, scrolling on all day, being online on TikTok all day. Now we don't have no form of testosterones to burn those estrogens to get our blood flow pumping and rushing to the organs, so those organs can start to get replenished. You're holding in on things, and things are starting to slow down with you internally when it comes to your anatomy. Now you feel lazy, now you feel down, now you feel depressed, instead of you feeling up, instead of you having this inspiration, this spark. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the kind of, that's how this world is kind of being ran. This world is being ran to drink all the juice out of you, because you're giving all of your attention, your esoteric currency, where that can be poured into your creative gifts and talents and things of those natures, to things that deals with scrolling on TikTok. Rather, if you getting liked or disliked all day, paying attention to what other people got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's drinking you. All these things outside of you is here to drink you instead of replenish you. So when it comes to us we can't be putting too much importance on, things that goes on too much outside of us, especially when it comes to this synthetic ass false reality, this matrix that we're all in, because these things are here. Because you're gonna eventually put yourself in a space where it's gonna become an expectation of yours. You're gonna be looking at everybody getting all these new gadgets, these new phones, all these new cars and things of those natures, and you're gonna be feeling like that's a necessity, but it's really just a convenience to keep you docile in a docile space where you're able to fulfill yourself and be able to reach that space where you are full alignment with yourself. Now you got all your chakras lit, you got all your chakras active and things of those natures, and you're able to understand how those mechanisms are playing out into reality when it comes to how blood is being created, how organs are being created, how the mind is a vehicle that you utilize as a tool, and things of those natures. So just understanding that in general, just understanding all of that, not knowing that, and being unknowing about that, it kind of blocks you off. It kind of blocks off that blood flow, that conscious stream of awareness to be able to, you know what I'm saying, go to those spaces. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all, like every human, basically right now, it's like a goddamn robot. Real shit. Like every human is basically a goddamn robot right now. They're not connected to the atmosphere. People are connected to online technology and screen. Nobody is connected to the atmosphere. And shit, after fucking 100 years, y'all motherfuckers gonna start burning. Like fucking vampires, y'all burn. That's some real shit. Y'all motherfuckers be burning in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all be having the wrong ideas on y'all mind. Y'all motherfuckers be burning. Y'all burning the sun. So that's a real concept. That's real shit. Cause y'all not from this soil. Y'all not from this atmosphere. Y'all can't go outside and dance and have fun like the natives and the indigenous. Because y'all invaded. Y'all got the wrong things on y'all mind. Y'all had the wrong ideas on y'all mind. Y'all had the wrong shit on y'all mind. Y'all not genuine. Y'all trying to manipulate everything, capitalize off everything, and drink people blood. So this is how they drinking y'all blood. You got to kind of understand, like, this is how they drinking your esoteric blood and things of those natures, your imagination, your creativity, and it's going to their systems and their programs so they can get juiced up, so they can feel like Dracula and things of those natures in Castlevania. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to, who Eli the Vampire Slayer. You know what I'm saying? Who Eli the Esoteric Vampire. You know what I'm saying? Better believe the real blade. I want some fucking real blade in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just understanding these energies, understanding how these things are being controlled, understanding how these things are being manipulated. If you don't understand how these things are being manipulated and how these things are being controlled, then you're not gonna know where to fight. You're not gonna know where to start. You're not gonna know where to direct your energy and point your magic wand. So you gotta keep that in mind as well. And when it comes to these individuals, got y'all in some preserved energy so they can drink your blood and eat your organs and shit. These individuals are vampires. They're feeding off y'all so they can feel special, so they can get juiced up, like they got some creativity. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind as well. So they may be watching some of y'all, looking at some of y'all from a distance, looking at a lot of us from a distance, trying to see, trying to keep tabs on us and shit. When we gonna drink that person, we gonna eat that bitch. You know what I'm saying? We gonna eat that motherfucker. Once that motherfucker die, we gonna make sure we preserve his organs. We gonna make sure we get all his. We're gonna make sure we get all his location, his information. Make sure we keep track of him. We're gonna keep tracking him. He's a prophet of Muhammad. Because they be in search for light. These motherfuckers move like that. They be in search for light. There's some demons. There's some real demons in this world. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta keep that in mind. Like they really do that shit. Like this is how they look at it. Like this is how they get juiced up. You know what I'm saying? Just power up. You know what I'm saying? That's how these motherfuckers power up. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be letting you can't be letting these spirits disrespect you like that. Disrespect your ancestors. Disrespect your spirit, your predecessors like that. Because it's more than just parasites, it's vampires and shit. And we see these things playing out in our daily lives when it comes to energy vampires coming into our lives trying to drink us up from our creativity and our imaginations and our dreams and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we got people doing it on the most highest. You think that shit ain't going on? You think that's not going on the highest level? You know what I'm saying? Dragon Ball Z X value times 20. You know what I'm saying? We see shit like this going on in our daily life. Man, we got like shit going like this globally. You know what I'm saying? But just goddamn create ceremonies and practices around eating humans and drinking blood and praising their God and shit. You know what I'm saying? Demonic. You get preserved. So that's basically what's going on. Motherfucking y'all getting juiced up. Y'all getting programmed. Y'all getting programmed. Hey, y'all getting programmed to think a certain way, to have these certain thoughts and feelings that's gonna play like adrenaline and blood flow, that's gonna become your actions and your viewpoints, that's gonna lead you into those catastrophic circumstances and situations. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna die in that way, some weird synthetic ass way. You may die in a goddamn, you may get killed, you may die in a goddamn car crash. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what you're giving your attention to. You give your attention to shit that's programmed for you to think that way. So, you know, that's how they juicing up your organs. Those are being the fruits that you're producing. Being a spirit playing around in those fields, those quantum fields and those gardens, not knowing how to utilize your technology, your mind, needing things externally to validate you, and willing to do anything to go obtain these things, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it be. That's how this world is. So you got to keep that in mind as well when understanding how to align yourself with the world. So you won't be getting lost and trapped into any type of soul chamber, or being preserved for another spirit or another person just to be watching you from a distance, just to eat your blood, just to drink your blood, just to eat your organs and things of those natures. And then your spirit get reproduced back into this cycle where you're producing the same outcomes and events, creating these same minds, bodies, and imploding this organ, not knowing how to create a more atmospherical type of being where you're able to, you know, be the one observing what's being observed, because motherfuckers think they're observing you, not knowing that they're being observed at the end of the day. So keep that in mind as well when understanding how to align yourself as above, so below. So you're not getting lost into any man-made construct, any physical construct, any physical firmament, any purgatory. So you won't be utilized as, you know what I'm saying? You won't be utilized as a process to their food chain when it comes to them utilizing humans to build their world and then being disposable. So you got to keep that in mind as well, because that's how they look at everybody. They look at all y'all humans like y'all are disposable, like y'all are just something that they can throw away at any given time and make more new men and women in their image that look just like them, and feed y'all, program y'all to when it comes to their business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, so they can get juiced up behind closed doors, because these motherfuckers can't go outside and do it themselves because they're vampires. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they can't come to the Western Hemisphere and do that shit themselves, because they're gonna get burnt up in the motherfucking sun. So they need to take that shit over there back to England so they can be able to, you know, hide in those castles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hide in them castles, bitch. Hide in them castles, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Fuck get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Fuck get burnt out coming on this damn Western Hemisphere soil. You know what I'm saying? Fucking son, get him, get him. As soon as you motherfucking predecessors, get him, get him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay close attention to what's going on. Cause these motherfuckers be vampires and shit, man. This is real shit. I'm the motherfucking vampire slayer in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Who fucking Eli the motherfucking vampire slayer, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can't come out and express yourself like me. Y'all can't come out in the sun and express yourself like me. Y'all don't have the qualities, y'all don't have the abilities, y'all don't have the gifts and the talents like me, you know what I'm saying? You're not God's child. Take that shit back to Egypt, bitch, you know what I'm saying? All that mental illness shit. Take that shit back to Egypt, bitch. Suck my dick, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep that in mind when it comes to understanding these energies, understanding what's going on. So you won't be put in one of these programs, put in one of these cycles, put in one of these firmaments, put in one of these mental cages. Now you are developing these individuals' mental illnesses. And through levels of carnation, incarnation, and reincarnation, you create similar organs and shapes and forms and bodies that mimics what was familiar, the cycle that they had you in, walking backwards, infinite regress, instead of evolving, creation, mutation, and evolution. They had you creation, mutation, de-evolution. And now you're looking like them. You have their thoughts, their feelings, and it's gonna bend in and become your body, your phenotype. So this is how they're able to create new phenotypes, create new men and women in their image without them having to go outside and fuck anymore. like they used to back in the Mesopotamian era, when they was just going and making bitches lay down and get down and raping and pillaging our grandparents and grandfathers and things of those natures, because they didn't have any form of government at the time. So this was them establishing their government before Christ, before cock phallic religion. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to them fucking up the indigenous natives in that land and killing them, the ones that didn't want to get down and lay down and that had some opposing ideal to their church, their Lucifer, their Jesus, their concept of astronomy, astrology, and anatomy. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So when it comes to you not knowing that you're participating and you're intertwined with these things, you're not gonna know how to develop a sufficient spaceship, a sufficient mentality that puts you in a space where you're able to go outside and see these things and see how this mechanism is working itself in general, and you be the author of whatever intellectual property you decide to create from tapping into that space, tapping into that frequency, and being able to utilize that essence to create a body and an organ and a mind, and be able to say, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back, you know what I'm saying? No matter how many times these individuals may have killed you, no matter how many times these individuals may have assassinated you and killed you, because you was a powerful ass spirit walking on this motherfucking land. Because these may be the same lands and the same firmament and the same ground and grass and dirt and sand particles that come from your fucking mind. So you gotta keep that in mind as well. So when it comes to them breaking that synthetic ass mental illness that was originally started over there in the Eastern Hemisphere with their racism and things of those natures, bringing that shit and dumping it over here in the Western Hemisphere, Western soil, where all the indigenous spirits be at. This is why they hate the indigenous. This is why they got hatred, they got malice in their heart when it comes to the native spirits, because the native spirits already knew how to, travel mentally first. So this is already puts the native spirits in a more authoritative position spiritually than these Masons and these Jews and these Jesuits and things of those natures, Aristotle and things of those natures. So they only know how to copy. They only know how to mimic. They don't know how to be it themselves. They only know how to be like it. So they lack those qualities and those abilities of being it. So this is what makes them jealous. This is why they develop so much malice. This is why they have so much ill intent on their heart, because they're not able to be it. They just can be like it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to understanding how the atmosphere works and understanding how you are a part of the atmosphere and how you created the atmosphere, when it comes to you emanating in that specific space, when it comes to other spirits around you becoming self-aware of themselves, y'all having sex with y'all atmosphere, y'all winds, y'all external, internal. Now that's condensing, colliding, fusion, friction, and pressure. Y'all producing micro sun and moon cycles. And what all y'all doing is teamwork makes the dream work. That becomes something that was first subjective, us separating, falling first. All of us being the first fallen spirits of the West, men and women of the night, even day, being a garden, the true children in the gardens. You know what I'm saying? The true children that's wielding the sword of truth, protecting the pillar of beauty, guarding the Garden of Eden, 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension, and things of those natures that'll kind of help you understand what's actually going on in this world. So you won't be getting rocked to sleep. You won't be getting manipulated mentally, and your mind won't be getting taken away from you when it comes to you having something to stand for and not having to pick up a big ass M16 for another's man mental illness or problems or war, that they just got small dick energy and they're unable to rectify and put themselves in a more healthier space where they can be able to come up with cures, be able to teach without plagiarizing. You know what I'm saying? Be authentic, be genuine as a spirit. So you got to keep that in mind when it comes to you being a child on the West, men and women of the night, even day, being initiated into the 7th dimension. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be cold fucking with me. Y'all gonna be cold fucking with me. Being initiated into that 7th dimension, becoming that 7th diamond. You know what I'm saying? Becoming a real angel, becoming a real atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of this flesh, this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about no more. I'm here, but I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I'm just here at the moment. I'm just look like it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing. This ain't got nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with what this world got going on. What I'm talking about now, I'm beyond this world. You know what I'm saying? So this shit could just fade. I'm just waiting for this shit just to fade away. At this point, we all just got to wait for this shit just to fade away. Just gonna fade away like a motherfucking dream or imagine a motherfucking cloud. You know what I'm saying? Create some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Not get lost into these mental illnesses. Not get lost into these indoctrinations. Create some new shit. You know what I'm saying? So they can have their fun, thinking they got them having some authority. But if they're not trying to support the real, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to support the real. They're trying to shadow ban. They're trying to block. They're trying to block our water. They're trying to block God. How the fuck you gonna block? How the fuck? That don't make sense to me. Shit just don't add up. Some shit just don't add up. No matter how y'all try to kill, no matter how y'all try to steal, no matter how y'all try to cheat, no matter how y'all try to lie. Hey, you digging your own grave at it. You digging your own grave at the end of the day. So keep that in mind as well. When it comes to getting lost into those desires, getting lost into those demon urges. Those demon urges, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is, demon urges. No matter how many books, it doesn't matter how many books you pick up. It doesn't matter how many scriptures you read. It doesn't matter how many people you try to watch behind the scenes, steal that knowledge and plagiarize it. If you're not doing it, if you literally not taking this transcript and this template that we're trying to give you and go back to the Eastern Hemisphere and do this shit, take all this shit back over there, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Unless you're indigenous. Unless you got some indigenous blood in you, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're not washy who lost into these programs and these indoctrinations, you're not gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get it, not gonna get it. But yeah, just understanding this, understanding how we come out the water, understanding how we are the native spirits, you know what I'm saying, the indigenous spirits. Even if you got, you know, a little bit of the mixture in you, you still got a little native, you know what I'm saying? Still got a little native in you, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure that you still got a little native in you, you know what I'm saying? Even if you may be German out, still good to understand the mechanism, understand the concept. Because you're gonna go back to, you know, where you originated from. You're gonna go back down those streams of consciousness when you die. So all the Freemasons, they already know this. So they get born back over there in England and shit when they die. Especially the ones that's like that has ancestor and parents, you know, grandparents that was really offsprings from over there, seeds from over there, you know what I'm saying? Pharmacies from over there in England and shit. That was really into like the governments and things of those natures over there. That just came over here and that may be on a process of knowing what's going on. So they're just incarnating, reincarnating, and getting back into, you know, their family lineages and their family bloodlines and things of those natures. So these individuals already know this. These individuals are already aware of this. Especially they've been watching, you know what I'm saying? They've been watching Uriel for a good long time. They already know what's going on. They could know what's going on, huh? Even if they didn't know what was going on, they had a grasp of what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So some people is coming to, you know, the realization of I am, you know what I'm saying? So this is what this full moon in Aries is representing. So we just like getting out of the peon mind right now and getting more into the rulership mind. So the more that you can put yourself in the rulership mind, then you will be able to, you know, actually understand what's going on, how things are being controlled. Even when it comes to, you know, the genocide that's going on right now, people trying to take over lands and countries by creating, you know, fake ass hurricanes to drive all the individuals out of their geographical location, make individuals don't want to, you know, populate or travel or go to that geographical location anymore. So they're gonna keep creating hurricanes, put a bad blemish on mama. You know what I'm saying? Put a bad blemish on the natures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Make people not feel safe going back to their indigenous tribes, indigenous lands, especially the indigenous and the native spirits that was already originated in that space. So y'all gotta peep game. Y'all land really getting taken over. Y'all geographical locations really getting taken over, you know, mentally and physically, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So the world can start to look more like them. So they can start to, you know, create new buildings, create new platforms because it's they're kind of utilizing it as symbolism, especially when it comes to Elon Musk and things of those natures. Him with these new robots, these new AI men. So that's kind of like them playing out witchcraft and symbolism on y'all. Let y'all know that it's like things is getting ready to change. It ain't no going back. So this is like the type of energies that they in, trying to let everybody know that no matter what, goddamn, you disposable. So basically, that's what they're saying. You disposable, and they're trying to take over land, geographical locations, and make the world more square and round. You know what I'm saying? Make people more Masons. Make people more Freemasons. Make the world look more Freemason than Native. So everybody's left, right, left, right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's more hey ha instead of ho, he. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep that in mind as well when it comes to understanding these energies and understanding what's going on. So they're trying to create the whole nation to look like this. One nation under God. So we all got a dollar bill, you know what I'm saying, under their God, their template, their Masonic, Freemasonry. So they gotta keep that in mind as well with a triangle, their ideal problem and solution. So that's letting them know that they're the ones controlling the money, they're controlling the resources. So they're the ones controlling what we give our currency to, what we need to be paying attention to. And they're also controlling, our resources and things of those nature. So they putting us in these spells and these rituals and these witchcraft, utilizing that triangle and the eye, keeping an eye on all the things that's coming in and out, foreign exchange, with us being the economy, us actually being the money, controlling the economy, and things of those natures. Even when it comes down to politics, they're controlling all these things. So everything that you see on the news, all those narratives, all those things that you see on the news, man, those are false narratives, man. All that's created, all that's scripted, so that different Masonic lodges can communicate with each other, and they utilize symbolism and things of those natures. They may be putting us up in some symbolism as weird ways to keep an eye on us online, to make sure that people like me and other people don't get into the algorithm, don't become too successful, don't become too famous, because it may spoil their plans and what they got going on, how they're controlling the world, being feds, you know what I'm saying? Being feds, galactic federation, or like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is. See, every time I say one of them words, I get a view. Like damn Mason, fed. You know what I'm saying? Man, take your ass on. Nobody stun y'all, man. Got my own community going on. Got my own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Rather it get across the motherfuckers or not, bitch. As long as I'm pushing this energy out into the universe, bitch, that orb gonna chop somebody in it. Just letting you know. That shit, somebody gonna get chopped in these orbs. Somebody gonna find my pages one way or another, bitch. Y'all can't stop God, bitch. I'm just waking people up. I'm just being a vessel. Regardless of y'all niggas like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta keep it in mind when it comes to them creating these new men and women and separating people from being able to reach their indigenous and making people more diverse, mixed with more, black, white, Italian. Now you have all these, now you listen to all these programs. Now you can't think clearly. Now you can't recess. Now you can't, access your spiritual predecessors. You can't access your, ancestors. You can't access those things, so you block you down. You don't have no true indigenous or creativity in you because you got too many fart clouds floating around in your space. You too mudded out. You too much, so you get sorry. What happened? What's the difference from take two dogs? What's the difference from a mutt and a pure blood fucking pit? Pure blooded pit is gonna fucking destroy and make that mutt like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So this like the type of shit they're trying to do. Bitch, calling y'all bitches. You know what I'm saying? That's how they feel, cause they got more of their ancestrals. The Egypt man, the England man, the Irish. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're calling y'all this female dogs. Y'all getting fucked mentally. They fucking y'all. And they fucking y'all mentally, making y'all mutts, bitches. So it's a play on words, but you gotta kind of understand what's going on, so you won't be out here, just sticking your dick into anything. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure that you're sticking your dick into the right people. Sticking your dick, creating tribes. First, you gotta be in this mental space. If you're not in this mental space, if you're still lost into the programs of the world, sticking your dick into anything that look good, man, these bitches programmed. You know what I'm saying? These bitches, man, man, you gotta understand, bro. I gotta really look into the mirror as humanity and what's going on. So you won't be getting lost into all these indoctrinations, just fucking anybody. Slap nuts. You know what I'm saying? It's I mean, it's not a bad thing because we need new babies, we need new phenotypes and shit. It's not a bad thing, but you just gotta understand what's going on when it comes to what's on your mind first. If you still have too many mud thoughts, weak ass men, peon minded thoughts, you're not gonna be able to resonate. You're not gonna be able to understand the spaces I'm coming from. You still may be lost into programs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right fucking, but you gotta make sure that you find a female or something that's not too, you know what I'm saying, that's not too lost into the washy who world. That's not too indoctrinated. Still has some form of authenticity to her. You know what I'm saying? Realness to her. So God can work through her as a vessel, impregnate her. You know what I'm saying? Get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep that in mind when it comes to knowing who you need to be open yourself up to and not just fucking anybody. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be a real man. Gotta be a real woman. So they making y'all mutts. They making y'all bitches. Now y'all can't be real men and women. Y'all got to look like something they created. Y'all gotta have a goddamn turban on. Y'all gotta have throw up gang signs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just mutts and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, that mind be flying off. That damn mind be flying off, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes to get a spiritual world, mind be flying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the type of witchcraft and spell they got y'all in when it comes to who y'all fucking. And they making it convenient. Especially, shout out to Open Eye Beats. I don't even know how long you been watching me, bro. They ain't got my viewer thing up there. But yeah, now they got it out. I said no. But yeah, y'all gotta kind of understand what's going on when it comes to who y'all be fucking. Just can't be fucking anybody, but they made it convenient, especially when it comes to these apps and social medias. Everybody will be they put out these puppets, you know what I'm saying? These Masonic voodoo dolls to make all the women look a specific way, make all the men look a specific way. Now those becomes your interest and things of those natures. Now you need a bitch who look like Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Now you need a bitch who like goddamn, what's the bitch name? Sexy Red. Now you need a bitch that look like goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Now those become the desires that you agree to, not knowing that behind the scenes individuals are crafting these desires, crafting these things, crafting these individuals to put them in a specific light, so that you start to gravitate to those programs. So it's all mental programming, and it's all a play on your psychology. It's all a play on your mind at the end of the day. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But you got to be a real spirit. The closer you are to God, and the better that you're able to go to that space of all possibilities and be subjected to those energies, but still being able to see things for what they are and not getting too lost into the one, two, and third dimension, getting blinded by all the lights and illusions that these two eyes can perceive, and you actually utilizing your open eye, your third eye, the one that can see all around you in the darkness, being able to move in the yin realm and be aware of what's going on in that realm of reality, to see how things are playing out and condensing into reality, then you won't be put in a reprobate position where you're just being a naive spirit following all the spirits that's going down those trains of thoughts and lines of reasonings. So you separate from the pack. You separating from those spirits that's being another statistic or another cog in the matrix. When it comes to these individuals that's controlling this world, that's steering society to go down those trains of thoughts and lines of reasonings to create their world, so that they can bring their heaven on earth, so they don't have to put in as much work, blood, sweat, and tears because they get to utilize these slaves, these men, weak ass men, and these bitches, these weak ass females, to fuck and create their nation under God. You know what I'm saying? Idea, problem, and solution witchcraft. And you know what I'm saying? So this like the whole witchcraft that's going on when it comes to understanding and being aware of your actual space and claiming your actual space in the esoteric realm and respecting that, even if that means you have to die for your honor, because real spirits in the universe is gonna respect you for that. And you gotta keep in mind that we're always carnating, incarnating, and reincarnating. And the better that you know how to utilize that, and the better that you know how to get more of a grip on that mechanism, rather if you have to come back into this lifetime again and experience these same things, because it may be some desires that you still may be clinging onto that you haven't reaped yet, that you got to kind of, go through that go through that death, those north node circumstances and situations, so that you can be able to learn your capabilities and your incapabilities, so you won't need to put so much time into the world to get little out of the world. At the end of the day, you'll be able to, put yourself in a space where you're not lost into nothing in the world, but you're closer to God. You already know that you don't have to go out and search for fulfillment. You already have this inside you. So you're the one attracting all the individuals, people, places, and things that resonates with that state of being, that frequency vibration that you're already in. So you're only going to be attracting people that's like-minded when it comes to your soul tribe and your soul group. When it comes to when you first became aware for the first time in the Garden of Eden, 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension, becoming aware to the spirits that was next to you, creating that soul tie that condensed and became this geographical location, as above, so below. When it comes to us coming out of those waters, creation, mutation, and evolution, creating organs, mutating, evolving, becoming more smarter when it comes to our technology, so that the essence that we left behind, other spiritual root races, when it comes to animals, bugs, and parasites, are able to implode or are able to utilize that substance to create their, realms of realities, existence that we're all sharing. So understanding that, and understanding that this is what we're here to do when it comes to us evolving as a spiritual root race, so we can reach the next body that's going to be more atmospherical and not as heavy in density. So it's gonna be like we're going back to how we created this atmosphere at first, but we're gonna take this ability and not make the same mistake and get lost into the creation by understanding that we are the creator. So we won't have to have spirits that was already aware of that space at first. We're becoming aware of that space. We're becoming the actual wave, not a particle in a wave, a second coming. We're becoming the I am, the it, the atmosphere, the father, fucking that new womb, fucking that new bitch, fucking that new mama, getting that bitch pregnant. So the spirits that get created and come after the fact from us, when it comes to us creating that sky, that geographical location, that may be a different color, the sky may be a different color. And when it comes to that fusion, friction, and pressure already interacting to the fusion, friction, and pressure that we already see that's producing this yellow sun, once we start to evolve and become aware of that space and expand, when it comes to, we can no longer contract back into smaller shapes and forms unless you are lost into those desires and still are attracted to those desires via natural selection. Like we can see us being in this human body, not able to go back into bodies of bugs, animals, and parasites. So this is going to be you becoming an atmosphere, becoming an angel, and us creating that sky. So that sky is going to be a different color when it interact with this sky. It may be more, you know what I'm saying? The bitch may become purple, you know what I'm saying? The sky may become purple or some shit, pink and purple, blue and red, you know what I'm saying? Dark blue, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's going on in the world. That's what's going on in nature. That's nature. That's natural science. Not no Galileo, not no Plato, not no Plato's. That's natural nature science. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of level we got to get on when it comes to our comprehension, being human beings. So I got to understand the difference between a human being and being a human. You know what I'm saying? Being a being utilizes this human form. So we all got to put ourselves in a mind state where we're just beings utilizing this human form, but still making sure that we're coming together with spirits that's on that same travel. So we can start to, even if it comes to us having to incarnate, and reincarnate back into this physical form to utilize it to implode this atmosphere again. At least we know. Uh, at least we know what not to get lost into. At least we'll be more intelligent than the other people that's around us. We may feel more isolated because we're not lost into the programs. And those still may be spirits that's going on those trains of thoughts and lines of reasons of needing to learn and expand. We may not be as isolated. Well, we may not be as feeling like we're part of the pack as much. We may be more isolated. So we may become aware faster. And that means they also may be able to separate us from the pack faster when it comes to their magic squares and things of those natures. So we're gonna become aware faster. We're gonna be smarter than all of our peers. No, I ain't got no Discord. I need to make one. Let me know if I need to make one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we may become more smarter than all of our peers. We may be a more intellectual because we're not getting indoctrinated, because we already went through the process of self-discovery, finding ourselves, so that we can be able to reach that egg again when it comes to us reincarnating back into this atmosphere, just so we can be utilized as a vessel for God to implode it again, no matter how many lifetimes it may take. Because you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It gets like that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we just need enough spirits. We just got to make sure that we have the right spirits, the right people, places, and things in the right spaces, producing the right fruits for God, so we can start to build that new world. So we can start to build. I got a book I want to send you. I could just send it. I don't know about no books now. I don't know about no books now. I am the book. You know what I'm saying? I don't read no books now. It's a little Masonic from, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't read no books now. I am the book. I am the holy book author, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. The books, whatever you need, whatever needs to be done, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? I don't read no books now. I'm just saying. I am the holy author of books and universe guide scholarship. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, real shit. But yeah, I don't know about all that. But just understanding these energies, understanding, what's going on in the universe. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us coming back into these shapes and forms, and us incarnating and reincarnating and not getting indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? Not getting indoctrinated, even if we do have to come back. You know what I'm saying? We do have to come back a couple more times. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But make sure that we're not getting indoctrinated or back absorbed, lost into the programs, and forgetting ourselves again. Being in search for light, like these Masons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure that we're not being in search for light like these Masons and these Jews, not knowing that we are the ones that's producing these new atmospheres, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got to make sure that we get to that point in existence. But I don't know. Humanity's still primitive. Humanity's still low. Humanity's still, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still kind of behind. So it's going to take spirits like me and more spirits becoming aware. Keep coming back to these damn bodies and saying, y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know now. I'm just saying. Y'all bitches might just get too goddamn flown. I'm trying to help humanity from getting flown so we can be able to portal back through this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might get y'all may be reading too many books, getting too logically confined, get too many thoughts and feelings in y'all mind, you know what I'm saying? You may not be able to come back through, you know what I'm saying? We may have to goddamn just cut this bitch off, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Just go back to God, you know what I'm saying? Let the dead bury the dead at that point, you know what I'm saying? I don't read no books though. I don't know. I got, man, you have to take that. come back, try again. I don't read no books, you know what I'm saying? I am the book, the Holy Author Scholarship in the universe. But yeah, just understanding, the full context of this video. Self-realization. I am getting out of all these indoctrinations, getting out of all the lostness of the world, so you can be able to go outside and understand these things from yourself. Understand where these things stem from. Understand where these things get originated from. So you can be the one to create your own language and dialect and linguistics and measurements and mathematics and astronomy and astrology and anatomy. Even when it comes to you finding another half or a counterpart that's in that same space, and y'all start to fucking, and y'all start to bring new races, a new phenotype, new angel babies down in this bitch that want to experience this level of life as well. But understanding, you got to know what you're doing, you got to know how to do it. So it's about how you're doing it instead of what you're doing it. So when you know how to do it, you're a cold motherfucker. Because you can get lost into what's going on. Everybody fucking out of wedlock, getting killed, getting sacrificed, getting depopulated, so that these motherfuckers can power up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta start giving y'all power away like that. Too many of y'all give y'all power away. That's why y'all organs being imploding. That's why y'all becoming these creatures. Y'all becoming these less aware, dumbass creatures. So you know what I'm saying? I guess y'all can get it in while the getting is good. While y'all still have a little piece of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? A little piece of God. Y'all can get it in while the getting is good. Where y'all still have 5 fingers and, you know what I'm saying, 2 eyes and shit. Before next goddamn 300 years, y'all may have goddamn 3 fingers, shriveled dicks, and y'all whole cavity, chest area may be in y'all stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep fucking around with these Masons and these Jews and these leaders of the world, controlling y'all mind, controlling what y'all receiving, and controlling what y'all eating, controlling what y'all paying attention to. You not being able to go outside and interact with the atmosphere and let that technology raise you up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting these Masons and these Jews and these Jesuits raise you up with their indoctrinations, little dick mentalities. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been here like 360. Hope I enjoyed this video. Peace.